Okay, we're gonna get some wood. And I'm gonna have to go through the water to get it. I think that'll be good enough. I think I will get one of those step beds. I like those. You can put that extra cargo on it and it rides just fine. We just gotta go across the river. The only bad part. We just gotta cross it once. And we gotta drive through a little bit of swamp. That looks like the place to turn, but that's not it. We gotta turn off here somewhere. I guess I need some diff locks. Here's where we're turning. I hope that rocks keeps us from washing across the river. I hope the truck don't drown. Oh my goodness. It's pretty deep. I guess I put that blue line or that blue mark on my load. I think I did. I was debating on whether to go up on the bank a little bit, but it'll probably tip. Maybe I can get a little bit of traction on the side. I'll just go up over the top. Alright, let's grab these. That's two. That should get us there. I'm not sure if I can cut around that. I think I can just drive around the outside of this. Now that looks pretty bad. I have to get in the water. Oh, that's a tight squeeze there. I gotta back up a little bit. Over the top. That looks like a trap. You're gonna do it though. Just lock the diffs in and paddle through the mud. You can't really see much between these trees. We're just driving through the jungle. I don't see any roads. I'm just going toward the blue mark. There's the road. If we was pulling a sideboard semi-trailer, we'd never get through this. These trailers here don't get hung on everything. Plus you got that extra space there in the front. You can put an extra cargo on it and it'll ride just fine there. Sideboard semis have their uses, but going through trees is not one of them. We should be coming up on that first bridge here pretty quickly. I left a flatbed semi-trailer somewhere down here. We're probably going to have to move it. I might just bring the Tuz 420 down and pull that thing out. I don't really want to bring a truck down here if I don't have to. We're running pretty low on fuel. I did bring a fuel truck out, though it's pretty close. If we run out, I'll just bring it over. I'll just go as far as I can with what it has. These wooden bridges are slick as ice. This second one has a big dip in front of it. You can't even get over it if you don't have big tires. Fixing this conveyor belt blocked a whole lot of pathways down here. Here's our flatbed semi-obstacle. I'm gonna have to move this thing. I have a powerful crane. It should be no trouble at all to move this. That was simple enough. I definitely need to get that thing back to the trailer store. We could go back up beside this conveyor belt, but I think I'm just going to use the road. I do have fuel down here on the road. There ain't no reason to go around the inside of this tree. This little section right here can flip you over if you have a tippy load. This truck's pretty hard to tip. This is our load. Here's 2 more loads of wood. Now I need to grab my fuel truck. It's just down the road a little ways. The old Step 310E. It seems like a waste to use a truck this good for a fuel hauler. I was using it to deliver medium logs because you can get a medium log frame for it. But I wasn't delivering the load regularly. I was just parking it there and bringing them all on a sideboard semi-trailer. That makes it a whole lot less tippy and altogether quicker. You can fit a few loads of logs in a sideboard semi-trailer. You just can't deliver them that way. You have to have a truck sitting there at the delivery spot so you can load it up and pack them and deliver them. This here is cabin zone 2. We don't have to deliver any more cabins though. The Step 310E is a really good rock crawler. We're not too far from the International Paystar. I probably just took back to this thing and pull it back up there where I had it, because I had it in a section where I always bring cargo up to the mine, and I probably need to take it back down there and leave it. I guess I need my diff locks back on. Oops. There's the International Paystar. Let's get that topped off. That takes care of that. I'm going to park this up here for a minute and then we'll convoy back. We're getting snow. Okay, let's grab that fuel truck. We'll just pull it right back up to the intersection where it came from. We almost made it to the fuel truck. We probably would have if we hadn't have ended up fighting through those trees. I guess I better turn my diff locks on. I think this is that part where I had to use the winch getting out here with that Step 310. I'm probably going to flip that step 310 right here on this rock. I'm just going to drag it for a little ways and see if it flips back over. That ain't gonna work. I'll have to grab it from the side. Now it's back on its wheel. We're getting a blizzard. Here comes our exit. I'm gonna look at this map. I'm just going to drop that step 310 here. I'm going to top off that International Paystar one more time. That should do it. Let's get up the hill. There are some pretty big rocks in this road. We didn't even need to use the winch. This truck's pretty tough. But I am beating it up just a little bit. I'm going to gear this thing down. This is some rough terrain. That's a pretty big dip. This looks like a trap. I had better gear it down. That was pretty extreme. My trailer is drifting just a little bit. Probably safe to gear it up now. Tight squeeze. We're going up. This is a boulder field. It's struggling. We're slinging a bunch of rock. Some trucks just can't do what this one can. We've got our trailer turtled. The rear wheels are in the air. Ten wheels are pulling, but we can't get enough traction. It's hard to drive on these big giant rocks. We're just gonna have to do it though. Whoa, now. That was close. I'm gonna change the time. It's getting dark on us. Now I've got to unturtle my trailer without losing my load. This road doesn't look too promising. We got it rocking. It's trying to come up. I'm gonna have to stick my crane into the dirt to keep me from flipping. Okay, let's hammer. The trailer is up. Now we gotta run over some rocks with it. I guess I need to put my crane away now. Okay, let's get it in. The trailer doesn't like going over these big rocks. That 8-slot trailer would have probably did okay on this trip if we would have brought it this way. Coming that other way, it was just way too tight of a turn. The 8-slot trailer has 3 axles. It might would float over these rocks a little bit easier. We could have pulled it all the way up here with this truck if it didn't have any wheels. Okay, let's get these 4 in and swap trucks. I saw a place on the map that looked like I could probably take a shortcut down to where that wood is. I'm just gonna go take a look at it and see if I can. Okay, let me back up and try that again. Oh, that was serious damage. I better learn how to drive. We finally got this cargo ship turned around. This is that spot I was looking at on the map. It doesn't look very friendly. I don't think I want to go down that way. I probably could, but I think it would probably get stuck in the trees or I'd end up flipping. We'll just stay on the regular road. This thing uses a whole lot of fuel, but it absolutely makes it count. It's a hoss. You can really do some rock crawling with this truck. We have the turbos whistling now. We're bouncing pretty high. We'll just top off on fuel right over here. Look how many axles are on the bottom of those 8-slot trailers. That trailer would have worked great coming the other way. I may give it another try coming the other way. I'm probably going to have to move that Dan out of the way. Yeah, my trailer ain't going to clear. That should work. It's a little bit tight, but it fit. We got the turbo whistling now. It's bogging down. Let's put it in low plus. Look at that giant rotted tree in the snow. We're spreading it on the snow. We might be burning a lot of fuel, but we're making good time. Oh, that's a lot of damage. This place is pretty rocky. Now we're at the bottom. This is a deep little pond. I'll just go around it and save some fuel. It's digging in. I'm gonna have to gear it down. Here's our wood. That's 2 of them anyways. We got 2 more down here we got to go get. We're about to drive through the river. That's pretty clear water. It looks really deep right over there. It's not far from here. It's 2 that I picked up whenever I was coming down here to get those brick. I dropped them there where the brick were, so there'll be a brick framing there beside of it. There they are, stacked up right beside the road. I'll have to detach this trailer to load it. I'm gonna have to turn around. This truck has a pretty wide turning radius. Some trucks are a lot worse though. Okay, let's get these loaded up. This truck's major downfall is small fuel capacity. It should have twice the size fuel tank on it. Every truck has its limitations, upsides and downsides. This is a great truck, but we might end up having to bring fuel to it. We'll just drive it as far as we can. We've almost used a half of a tank already, and we'll be going uphill with a load. about forgot my anchor down. You can't go anywhere like that. Okay, let's pack this cargo and get turned around. This truck sure don't turn very steep. We have 22 gallons left. We're likely going to be bringing fuel. But I can likely get halfway up the mountain with what we have. Okay, let's get this ship turned around. I'm gonna have to pull the crane out and move that load of bricks. That takes care of that. Now let's get it in. We're driving back through the river again, this time upstream. We're fighting against the current. It's struggling, but it's doing it. We're down to 12 gallons now. It's bogging down. I'm gonna put it in low plus. It's digging in. We're about to start up the mountain now. I don't know how far we're going to get with 8 gallons, but I have the KOLOB up on the top. I'll just bring it down. Maybe I can get through the steep part and up out of this narrow section before that tank runs dry. A sideboard semi-trailer would get snagged up right here for sure. It's down to 4 gallons. We're not going to make it out of this narrow section. We've almost made it to the snow. I believe we're out of fuel. At least it's not far away. This thing has a large fuel capacity. I'll probably have to back down there where that thing is at to fuel it up, because if I drive down there forward, I won't be able to back up the hill. That hill is steep, narrow, and rocky. It ain't gonna shift up. Let's put it in low plus. That truck really could use a bigger fuel tank. I guess that truck would just be too awesome if it had twice the fuel capacity. It's getting dark on us. I'm gonna have to change the time. I guess this is the top of that hill. I'm gonna get turned around and back down there. I'd rather back down it than to try to back up it. There it is. It's pretty well camouflaged in these rocks. That should be enough to get it up the hill. I'm gonna go park this thing out of the way. This is steep. I'll just park this thing right here. Okay, let's get this in. It's pretty rough right here. We're going up the steepest part right now. We didn't have any traction issues. That KOLOB saved us this time. I guess I need to gear it down. It's having a hard time. Now we got it whistling again. We're almost at the top now. It's getting pretty slick right here. We've got the trailer wheels off the ground. I probably should have moved that 8-slot trailer over a little bit more. We barely fit. Let me grab some of this fuel right quick. That should be enough to get it there. We're hammering. This truck gets around pretty good on the rock. That's one thing marked off the list.